Hey guys, it's Seren. Welcome back to another episode of On the Fence. We are going to be showing you how to make meat-free interpretations of the classics. This week, with the help of Knorr, I'm going to try and convince Kian to cheat on meat with my lentil and beetroot shepherd's pie topped with miso mash. Let's get cooking. So I'm going to start with some oil into my pan. It's on a low heat at the moment. I'm going in with some onions, some celery, and finally I'm going to add in my carrots. And this is a really great base for all types of stews, particularly this one, as it adds lots of flavour. So I'm going to let this cook until the vegetables have become really nice and soft and translucent, and then I'm going to go in with some garlic. So I'm going to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Smelling really aromatic. I'm getting lots of really nice flavours coming through. I can smell that the garlic is basically cooked through. I'm gonna go in with 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. Make sure you get all of your veg and the tomato combined together. And then I'm gonna go in with some water. This is probably a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna add as much as I think I need, which is probably about half a tin's worth of water. We're gonna let this simmer. It's always good to rinse out your tins with a little bit of water, just so you can get all of that residual tomato and flavour into whatever you're cooking. It's a top tip from me. Now this is at a simmer, I'm ready to grab my Knorr smoked chilli and tomato stock pot. So the reason I'm adding this is it's going to enhance the flavour and add just the right amount of seasoning. So I'm going to stir my stock pot through my sauce until it's dissolved, and then I'm going to move on to the next step and add in the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to add in some balsamic vinegar, some smoked paprika, and I'm going to give that another stir just to make sure that's really nicely incorporated. And now I'm going to move on to adding in my lentils and my beetroot. The lentils go in, and then our beetroot goes in, and we're gonna mix that through until the beetroot and the lentils have warmed. It doesn't really need too much cooking time. Having all these vegetables in this dish gives a really nice varied flavour. The beetroot adds a really nice earthy, sweet flavour. The lentils add a really nice texture. The smoked chilli and the tomato in the stock pot is gonna complement all of the different elements of this dish really, really well. It smells a lot like a kind of childhood classic dish, which is what we're looking for, because shepherd's pie is one of those things that everyone has eaten at some point in their life, that their mum has made for them, their nan has made for them, and that's definitely what I'm getting from this dish. It smells amazing. I'm really looking forward to tasting this. I'm gonna add the final ingredient, which is just some fresh chopped parsley. Give that a stir through. So now that that's done, I'm gonna set this to one side, and we're gonna get on with our miso mash. So I've boiled my potatoes, I've riced them, and now they are ready for me to add in my miso ingredients. So I'm gonna start off with some oat milk. Just gonna pour that in. Next, I've got some vegan butter. Pop that in there. And next, I've got some white miso, which is gonna add a really nice umami flavour to the mash. And finally, I've got some spring onions. So I'm gonna give that a nice mix until it's all really nicely combined and our mash is nice and smooth. So the miso goes really, really well with all of our lovely vegetables that are in our stew. It's gonna balance out the whole dish really nicely. So our mash looks about done. I'm gonna grab my dish and we can start building our shepherd's pie. We're gonna start with our shepherd's pie mix, our vegetable mix, on the bottom of our tray. Going to place that in. The veg can be super interchangeable. You can use whatever you've got available, and I'm sure it'll be absolutely delicious. So we're going to top it up with our miso mash. We'll just start by popping little bits into the corners, and then we'll get it nice and smooth. So my tip for putting a shepherd's pie together is just letting your stew cool down a little bit. It just enables you to add your mash a little bit easier. So I'm just going to smooth my mash down just so I know it's a nice even layer on top. So we'll just go all the way around. It's looking pretty good. And then I'm just going to make some little indents with my fork all the way down. And that's just going to help build a really nice crust on top of our shepherd's pie, which is really, really tasty. And this is such an easy weeknight meal to put together. It allows you to use whatever you've got lying around in terms of vegetables in your fridge, and all you really need is a Knorr stock pot just to bring it all together and just add that really amazing flavour. And that's it, that's all done. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven at 180 degrees for 25 minutes, and it should come out looking golden and delicious. So here it is, lentil and beetroot shepherd's pie. It looks amazing. It's got a really lovely crispy top. It's got really gorgeous smooth miso mash with spring onions running through it, and the stew on the bottom looks absolutely amazing, and it's just full of vegetables. I'm just gonna finish it off with a little bit of parsley on top. I'm gonna give it a taste and see how it goes. Wow, it tastes absolutely amazing. It's so delicious. It's got a really, really great smoky flavour to it. All the vegetables taste absolutely amazing. I'm not missing the meat whatsoever in this meat-free shepherd's pie, but it's not up to me. Let's find out what Kian thinks.
Hi Seren.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great.
So I've heard you're on the fence about meat.
Yep.
So let's see if this beetroot and lentil shepherd's pie, how it weighs up.
Looks great.
Thanks.
Lots of nice colours.
It does have lots of nice colours.
It's actually really, really nice. It's really good. It's really zesty, tomatoey, kind of lentil-y flavour in there.
I think it's definitely a game changer.
This is like a kind of like a traditional shepherd's pie, like the texture with the beetroot and everything and the lentils.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mincy.
Yeah.
And like nice and little like chunks and pops and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice. This is so good, Sarah. If I was to give this max out of 10,
right.
this is an easy 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'll take the 9 out of 10, you know. Maybe we can make it a 10 out of 10 next time. I'm glad you enjoyed it though.
Yeah.
You've eaten the whole bowl, so that's a good sign.
Speaks for itself.
Yeah. That is it. I'm so glad Kian is a convert and he enjoyed my dish. Thanks again for watching another episode of On the Fence. Join us next time for another meat-free spin on a classic dish. See you later.